My name is Doug Holman. I'm Vice President of Membership for the San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce. I want to congratulate Sizzler first and foremost on their new concept. I will honestly tell you it has been an awful long time since I've been into a Sizzler, and the differences are absolutely notable. I expect a lot of success. 90 folks went back to work, so when the Chamber of Commerce comes to something like this, that's the very first question that we ask is, how many people are back to work now? How many people have jobs? And our hope, our sincere hope, is that this store does extremely well, that folks really embrace the concept, and that each one of your shops starts to be able to make that transition, and we look at 90 more people, and 90 more people, and 90 more people. And then now we're really looking collectively for San Diego that there's a huge difference being made. When we talk about huge differences, it's also super important to note that Sizzler has gotten behind a tremendously important cause, not just for San Diego, but for our country, but especially in San Diego. Maurice Wilson is here from REBOOT. REBOOT works with helping transition service members, the men and women that protect our country. Every year in San Diego, 15,000 service members transition out of the military and start to go back into the real world. What they do, which is super impressive, is they start working with those folks before they get out of the service. They've got a 3-week training course that they help those folks to be able to get themselves acclimated and prepared, kind of deprogramming them. Reboot is what they call it, but getting them to understand that the military has them do things one way, and when you get back into the real world, it's not always the same. And we want to make sure that those folks are as successful as possible. Sizzler has committed to give 10% of the first week's earnings here, sales. They believe that's going to be at least $12,500, which is going to be exceptional. And I wanted Maurice Wilson to just be able to say a couple words, and I probably stole most of what he wanted to say.
Absolutely, thank you, Doug. Doug did a great job. It sounded like I was listening to a gunny sergeant speak there, so I had a great voice. But as he said, this is a great cause, and right now we want to really thank Sizzler for stepping up to the plate and helping so many people that need help. Right now we have on our waiting list over 450 individuals waiting to get into a REBOOT workshop. Now, again, as Doug said, one of the big challenges of getting out of the military is figuring out what to do next, overcoming some of your fears, and then trying to figure out what's my next purpose and my next passion, where does my next job lie. In many cases, we'll say about maybe 80% of the time, our service members are struggling with that issue. Now, there's some other challenges that they're facing as well. Homelessness, suicide, unemployment, incarceration are all of the other issues that are facing our veterans that they struggle with. REBOOT has been very successful over the past 4 years of mitigating and dealing with those issues. We have a 97% success rate in helping service members make a successful transition from military life to civilian life pretty much seamlessly. And we call it a prevention and early intervention. We shouldn't wait for any individual to wind up homeless, to wind up on the suicide list or anything else, and they shouldn't have to wait to get the services that they need. Right now we have over 450 individuals on the list. We have a call to action, and we're basically saying let's eliminate the waste, and we really appreciate Sizzler stepping up to the plate as a company, as an organization, to be out there bold and making and sending a message to everybody else and saying, okay, we support our veterans, we're behind our veterans, we don't want them to wait. And so we thank Sizzler for helping us eliminate the wait, and we call on everyone in San Diego, in fact across the country, to help us eliminate the wait. Our veterans and their families should not have to wait to get the services and support that they need. So thank you. And I want to introduce one of those individuals for you to hear firsthand from them exactly what REBOOT does for them. So I want to introduce Maria Ozoko, who's one of our more recent graduates, to come up and make a few comments. Maria?
I would just like to say that REBOOT is an imperative part of my transition. It was huge. I wish I would have gone through the course a year before I transitioned, but the fact that I received it was a blessing. The fact that I was able to go through the course was a blessing. And I believe that all military veterans should have the opportunity to go through the course. I myself am helping with that cause, and I believe that the course provides us with the skills that we need to transition out of being on a set routine every day for the entire time we're in the service. It provides us with the tools that we need to change our mindset, to separate from military service and make our lives and find who we are. And so I was very, very blessed and thankful to have gone through REBOOT. And so my big thing is there are so many sports teams and there's so many other businesses that say they support our veterans, that say they support us while we're in the service. The support that we really truly need is to be able to be sponsored to go through this course, because this course really provides us with the tools that we need to succeed outside of the military. Thank you.
I think it's also, Maria, thank you for sharing. REBOOT, make sure you go look them up online, folks, and learn a lot more about them. We need to get some folks sponsored for sure. I'd be remiss if I didn't take a moment to introduce Kerry Cramp, who's kind of the man with a team behind him of really rebranding Sizzler. They took over, I think, 6 years ago with a vision in mind of really making this a much more open and inviting environment for families to come and really get fresh food at an affordable price. So 90 folks are back to work because of you and your team, Kerry. So say a couple words for sure.
Thanks so much. Thank you very much. Again, I'd like to thank Maurice and the REBOOT team. We have a lot of veterans that have made careers with Sizzler over the years. So we not only embrace the service that you provide, but we also embrace the opportunities that we're trying to make for people to become franchisees of ours. There's lots of opportunities that we'd like to create, but I'd like to just take 1 minute to introduce Jose Garcia, who's the general manager, proprietor of this store, who really is someone who I'd worked with in my past. And when I look for somebody that could embrace the community and embrace the culture that we wanted to try to provide, Jose was the guy. But Jose, maybe just say a few words about your team, and then I'll chat back some more.
Sure. Yeah. So first of all, on behalf of our employees and our management team, we want to thank REBOOT and all the corporate staff also that came in to support us, and also our mission from our employees, from Manuel, from Maria, from Ana, our leaders. Even right now you're the court. Right now is taking the opportunity to show everybody who we are. But thank you so much for it. Once again, we have our mission, and our mission is to deliver, to assist our community, to deliver that promise by having our passion, our commitment, and our desire for excellence. So I just want to thank everybody.
Just one last quick comment that this is really a team effort, and there's a lot of people that are here that really should be standing in front of you, being able to talk about what we try to do here. This is really our laboratory for the future of where we think Sizzler wants to be, but it was a collaboration of culinary and marketing and IT and training, hospitality, construction development, coming up with the design. So it was really a culmination of a lot of work that was done by a lot of people, but in particular one person who kind of had the vision of where the company was going and where the food was going to go was Chris Rader. So I want to introduce Chris Rader, who really worked very hard.
Well, actually, I'll just say one little quick thing. What makes it more proud besides cooking and besides making good food and helping with Sizzler to revive and revitalize, but it's honestly, it's the employees. It's doing the 90 employees, because that's what really makes you feel good, is getting people back to work and then hopefully starting that wheel of these starting here and then get more going here and get other businesses going. So this is what we're really looking forward to, because it makes me feel proud when these smiles come on and they get a paycheck every other week. So thank you, and listen, we eat.
Yes, we did.
Cut a ribbon. Maurice, get in there, get in there.
Okay, you want to go underneath?
I'm going to stay there. I'm sorry. Jose, stay there. Cut from the back. I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. Go ahead and just you'll go there.
You have to pull that.
Hang
on, right?
Y'all gotta get them closer together.
Start snapping pictures, don't worry.
Are you ready? On the count of three.
Just start
1,
snapping.
2, 3.